Now, first on the Western Slope, you're watching KREX 5 News at 5.
You know, I had a friend in town and Chris said do not do any hiking on Sunday. It's going to rain. Saw rain all over the high country. Glad we took his advice.
There you go. Of course, you got to listen to Chris.
He always knows what he's saying. Good evening and thank you for choosing KREX 5 News. I'm Logan Goldberg.
And I'm Kate Renee Saff. Sports betting may be the way that Colorado protects its water supply.
Yeah, you heard that right. Voters this November will decide whether to legalize sports betting. If this measure passes, it will only apply to casinos. The money from sports betting taxes would be used to fund Colorado's water plan. The plan is part of a bipartisan effort to make the state's water supply adapt to the fast-growing population. The revenue from these taxes would mean the water plan would have a stable source of funding.
Very important that we protect our water, that we make sure that we still have clean water, drinking water that's available, and also, especially here on the Western Slope, that we protect our agricultural lands.
KREX 5's Adrian Thomas will be live at 6 with more details on this story.
And in your courtroom news today, a sawed-off shotgun is the main piece of evidence in the case surrounding a suspected Grand Junction drug dealer.
KREX 5's Ivan Fisher was there for today's hearing, and he joins us live in studio with the latest details. Ivan.
Katrin and Logan, the Western Colorado Drug Task Force and the Grand Junction Police Department executed a search warrant on David Holler's home in June of this year. However, Holler was not booked into the Mesa County Jail on this gun charge until this past Friday. Holler appeared by video today, and according to the district attorney on the case, he could be looking at a 12-year minimum prison sentence. When Holler's defense got its chance to respond on the firearm, they mentioned that it was simply an antique, a gun that does not fire or function and is missing parts it would need to function. The judge was unmoved by the defense's stance that this is just a marijuana case if you take the gun out of the equation, and set Holler's bond at $50,000. When law enforcement conducted its search inside the 29-mile apartments, 6 pounds of cannabis and small amounts of cocaine and cannabis concentrate were located. Once the sawed-off shotgun of interest was located, drug agents were not able to find serial numbers on the gun. While Holler in his defense says the gun does not function, the affidavit says it was loaded with 2 shells. Along with the defaced firearm and drugs, pay and owe sheets were found in the apartment, documents used to keep track of which distributors have been paid and who is still owed money for selling drugs. Holler was also arrested in August of this year on felony drug possession and distribution charges. First on the Western Slope and live in the studio, I'm Ivan Fisher for KREX 5 News.
Ivan, thank you very much. And other court news today, the 9th arrest has been made in connection to a suspected drug ring here in Mesa County.
Nearly 6 months after law enforcement conducted a takedown on 13 residences in Mesa County, Francisco Esquirosa Aguilla has been arrested. His mugshot comes out of El Paso County, and he is listed to appear in Mesa County Court on September 17th. He's currently being charged with felony cultivation of over 30 plants. While under surveillance, the suspect is seen at the address suspected to contain a hash oil lab and at the F Road Home Depot. A co-defendant in this case is on record saying hash sales of over $10,000 per meeting took place in the Home Depot parking lot. During the course of the investigation, law enforcement made contact with Esquirosa Aguilla at least 2 times while he was with co-defendants in this case. There are still 3 suspected drug traffickers connected to this case who are not listed as in custody in Colorado.
And 8 pounds of methamphetamine is off the streets after a simple traffic stop in Fruita. Roberto Lopez and Jennifer Jefferson were stopped on I-70 when their car, coming out of California, began weaving on the right shoulder. Law enforcement prepared to let them go. However, despite their stories not matching up, both Jefferson and Lopez gave the Mesa County deputies the okay to search their vehicle, even though they were told they were good to go and would not be getting a ticket. The search initially, the search led to the recovery of 8 pounds of methamphetamine inside the headliner. According to the arrest report, law enforcement believes they were here to import drugs into the local community. Well, the Grand Junction Police Department has posted its annual report comparing crime rates in 2018 to similar activity over a 5-year period.
The data shows a notable decrease in many areas, but a slight increase in others. Violent crimes, including homicide, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault, all saw a drop in 2018 from the year before, particularly robbery with a 47% decrease. Regarding property crime, cases of burglary and theft both saw decreases from 2017, with shoplifting at a 5-year low, although cases of auto theft in Grand Junction were at a 5-year high. In crimes labeled as other offenses, cases of child abuse in 2018 were at a 5-year high, increasing 5% from 2017, while harassment and stalking was also at a 5-year high, increasing 3% from 2017. But there's also some good news here. DUI and liquor violations were both at 5-year lows in 2018, with cases of DUI down 21% from the previous year and liquor violations down 38% from 2017.
Well, around the region, an 8-year-old Colorado boy was playing in his backyard when he was suddenly attacked by a mountain lion.
The boy survived the August 21st attack, and now, as Kevin Torres reports, he's recovering at home and speaking out about what happened that day.
It could have been a completely different story.
This story is all about bravery.
A big cat.
And a little boy who battled a big old 65-pound cat. Did you ever think you'd have to fight a mountain lion before?
No.
No.
But I knew in life that I would see one because where we live.
That's true. Having grown up in Bailey, Pike Carlson is used to seeing wildlife. But last month, while he was playing with his brother in the backyard, things got a little too close for comfort when a mountain lion popped out of nowhere.
Right when I'm right by the house, on this rock right next to me, I just see this mountain lion jump on it. And then it kind of pounces onto me, and he kind of rolled down the hill to a tree, and it tries to push me under the tree.
Pike peeked at the ground, looking for any sort of weapon.
I pick up a stick trying to jab it in the eye, but then the stick breaks.
Fortunately, his dad ran out screaming.
Because when I went through the trees, it was laying on top of him with his head in its mouth. And I just, the scream that came out of my mouth was like I said, it was like a cross between a scream and crying.
The cat ran off while Ron grabbed his boy and booked it for the nearby fire station. So far, Pike has received more than 60 staples to his head and had to have his eyeball reattached to his skull.
If everyone knows if they want to wrestle a mountain lion, they shouldn't because they cheat.
How do they cheat?
They scratch and bite.
Oh, that's true. That's an unfair advantage, right?
And they're faster.
Yeah, but you seem cooler than they are.
In Bailey, this is Kevin Torres, Channel 2 News.
Brave young man there.
It was. I mean, what he survived is just amazing.
Yeah, wow. Well, mental health is the topic in the Grand Valley and something that's been getting more attention the past few years.
For our latest episode of KREX Cafe, I sat down with Kim Bowe of West Springs Hospital to talk about their first year of operation, ways they can continue to improve, and how tackling mental health is unique on the Western Slope.
I think one of the unique challenges to the Western Slope is there's so much more rural space, and that some of the the varying sizes of some of those communities, I think makes it in some of them more difficult to really have all of the things people in those spaces might need and deserve.
And you can check out the full interview with Kim Bowe and a link to our exclusive tour of West Springs Hospital on WesternSlopeNow.com. And of course, don't forget to watch all the other episodes of KREX Cafe online right now.
All right, we're going to go ahead, and even though we're starting the week, find out what's happening in this week's community calendar.
This week, Mesa County is letting the public share their opinion on the Grand Valley 2045 Regional Transportation Plan. On Monday and Tuesday, the county will hold 3 community workshops in both Grand Junction and Clifton. Residents are invited to hear about the plan and share their input. On Monday, September 9th, residents can head to Factory on Main Street from 5:30 to 7. Tuesday, those in Grand Junction can also share their thoughts from noon to 1:30 at Central Library. And for Clifton, there will be a workshop held at Clifton Community Hall from 4:30 until 6 o'clock.
And this coming Saturday, September 14th, it's the Foster Alumni Mentors 5K fundraiser. This race is less than a third of a mile, or 0.5K rather, is less than a third of a mile, and includes a Midway donut stop, sounds good to me, ending with a party at Edgewater Brewery and live music performances to cheer you on. All proceeds benefit FAM Services. To register and for more information, check out our website, WesternSlopeNow.com.
All right, this is something we've been looking forward to for a couple of weeks now. The Men in Heels race, benefiting Hilltop's Latimer House and Domestic Violence Services, takes place this Thursday in downtown Grand Junction.
That's right, and we're raising money. And of course, money raised from any donations helps provide emergency services and shelter to women and children who are victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. At last report, we've gotten $530 in donations. Woo! Good news and bad news. The more money, the better. Bad news, all of us are getting our legs shaved. All 5 guys you see there. And that's going to be on tomorrow's noon broadcast. Now, we did reach our goal, but we are not giving up just yet. Make sure you go ahead and donate, and you can do so at meninheelsrace.org. Make sure to choose the KREX5 Fox 4 team. And, of course, thank you in advance to the girls at 560 for going easy on our legs.
Yeah, I don't know about me, though.
Yeah, we don't know about
I'm going to have to rip one, too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, pull that Band-Aid off, right? Oh, boy. Well, when KREX 5 News returns, Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation has your complete 7-day forecast.
And Congress is back in session this week with gun reform among its top issues. We're back in 60 seconds.